I feel like you're saying you get it, but you don't get it.
It's cool.
It's not cool.
It is what it is.
My God, this is so frustrating.
Welcome back to another Mid-Tier Thoughts video, everybody. You can see, hopefully, my lighting is a little bit better now. We've done a few improvements around here with some of the audio as well as the lighting, and so hopefully that works out. Hopefully I'm sounding better and looking better to all of you guys. With that being said, I hope you all had a fantastic Thanksgiving, got all your early Christmas shopping done with the awesome Black Friday sales that were out there. There were plenty of them all going on. And if not, don't worry. The same things will be on sale in 2 weeks for Christmas sales. So anyway, with that being said, I figured we'd take a break from some of the more serious content, just kind of break down a funny little video for you. And in the style of Jeff Foxworthy and his You Might Be a Redneck If, we're going to be looking at You Might Be a Fudd If. With that said, take it away. Billy Jack Off a Horse, local Fudd here to help you identify early onset Fudd. As you begin to age and your interests begin to differ, early onset Fudd can sneak up on you. Early onset Fudd affects millions of Americans and slowly begins to twist their ideas from tactical and practical firearms to wood and iron and old school nonsense. So, let's analyze together and see if you might have what it takes to be a Fudd. Firstly, you might be a Fudd if your version of EDC stops and ends with a Colt 1911 made in God's caliber 45, a single magazine of this, and the pure hatred of anything millennial or Gen Z is enough to get you through your day. Not to mention a cup of black coffee because Deborah got the diabetes and she can't have the creamer no more, so you just drink a black now. And ironically, this Colt 1911 ain't even a Colt. It's a Springfield because, let's be honest, you're a Fudd. You ain't got the money for it, so you bought a Springfield instead. 45, God's caliber, 2 world wars, enough said. You also might be a Fudd if the only other semi-automatic pistol you own outside of a 1911 is a Smith & Wesson Victory 22 or Ruger Mark IV. For some reason, you just can't get enough of these things, whether it's teaching the little ones to shoot or going down to the local indoor range with all the other NRA-certified instructors to shoot at the local bullseye match with anyone over 65. This is your piece right here. You also, if you're a Fudd, pass around the knowledge that for some reason you believe that everything in the world on 2 legs has been brought down with 22 and that the bullet will just bounce around inside of you, perpetuating the Fudd lore. If that's you, congratulations, you've got early onset Fudd. You also might be a Fudd if a single shot shotgun of any type, any make, whether it be 410, 20, or 12 gauge, is not only your first rifle you ever shot, but the one you still shoot today, and for some reason decided that this will be the gun that will ride around in your truck. Is it a bad truck gun? No. Is there greater stuff out there? Absolutely. But you will absolutely perpetuate the idea that you can run this thing faster than anybody with one of them fancy ARs. Can you? Probably not, because you haven't run anything since high school. If you're a Fudd, things for you just ain't been the same since they stopped making guns in wood and iron. Like here, the Lee Enfield No. 4 Mark II. This thing loaded in .303 British, the standard sidearm of many a country, including our great neighbors to the north. In your eyes, this is when guns had their glory, when empires were built. You read Civil War documentaries, you watch Ken Burns videos, you don't know how to work the internet, but by God, you know that this is the gun that whooped the Kaiser. Military collectible pieces like this are your bread and butter. You don't understand all the need for all the black and synthetic and things that are out there today with these fancy ARs and types like that. Back when your day, Grandpappy used to be throwing hunting cartridges at Jerry's, and that's good enough for you. You might be a Fudd if you like things even older, like this Remington rolling block loaded in 7x57 Mauser. Something like this with your hand loads that you've developed over time since you couldn't afford normal ammunition since Deborah took all your money in the divorce. You've decided to commit your time to something that's worth more. Something like this, something collectible, something you can spend your days making custom loads, putting on the AR-15 forums and show them all them city boys that you still know how it's done back in the backwoods. Now, one of the biggest ways to tell that you might have early onset Fudd is this. This here is a Remington 870 12 gauge. Now, early onset Fudd would be that you are simultaneously happy to see a pump-action shotgun being defended on this channel as a viable form of self-defense, especially when you go to every gun store in the local area in your county and tell every 5'2" woman that's buying her first handgun to defend her and her 2 small children that she don't need no handgun. What she needs is a 12 gauge and to just pump it to scare them off. if you're this guy, you are simultaneously excited to see an 870 Express on here, but also simultaneously pissed to see that I have painted it and ruined the resale value. And God forbid you notice that I have a light mounted on the side, as if God had wanted guns that come with lights on them, Samuel Colt had put them there in the first place. You might also be a Fudd if the only gun you own with a magazine more than 10 rounds while living simultaneously in a free state that allows you to have more is a Ruger 1022 with a 25-round magazine. In your eyes, Ruger is the greatest goddamn firearms maker next to Samuel Colt. He had it right all the way through. Little do you know that he's the one that restricted the idea of magazine sizes being larger than 10 rounds until after his death. And so, with that being said, you put on the Bushnell scope you got down at the thrift shop for $15 back in the day, which who knows where this came from or if it works. You have been able to kill everything with 4 legs with a 22 caliber rifle, or so you believe. You have heard and perpetuate the idea that 22 caliber is the most dangerous cartridge, as you can carry tons of rounds of ammunition for it. And besides, when it really comes down to it, you're just going to dump the mag and pepper them up. When in reality, the only thing you've ever killed in your life is a couple of deer and a handful of squirrels. Also, you might be a Fudd if your main combat rifle for some reason is an M14. You're still upset that the military got rid of it, even though it was the shortest-lived combat rifle in American history. But in your eyes, this is the greatest goddamn thing to ever happen to America. First was Reagan, second was the M14. Once we got rid of the M14, things ain't never been the same since. Iron sights and wood is the way you go. Looking at this rifle right now, you're excited to see an M14 on here, but also pissed to see that it's got glass on it. If God had wanted there to be a scope on it, he'd have made it that way. You know damn well you couldn't hit anything past 100 yards with the way your eyes are now with the glaucoma setting in. But by God, you're going to tell the boy at the gun store you're looking to shoot 1,000 yards. You've seen those Springfield precision matches, and how hard could it really be? With an M14, God's greatest gift to humanity, this commie killer could do anything you want it to. Things just ain't been the same since the military got rid of wood and iron. And finally, while having an awesome heirloom piece like this Marlin Model 60 that was handed down to my grandfather, which was handed down to him, is an awesome piece of history and a thing to have in your collection, in your eyes, the pinnacle of technology stopped here. If God had wanted you to have more than 10 rounds, he'd have made the internal spring magazine hold more than that. But in your eyes, this is the perfect piece of technology for anyone under the age of 18. After all, why would anyone need one of those newfangled AR-15s? Them weapons of war don't belong on our street, because the main character of a Fudd is, while you may enjoy all these firearms, you hold a deep hatred in your heart for anything that seems modern, new, or scary to you. So that way you keep others from enjoying it. Other contributing factors are that you're probably a range safety officer. You believe that rounds should be fired at less than 1 round per minute. And anyone shooting in any type of form of double tap or rapid fire, well, they don't belong anywhere on your range. And by God, you're going to make sure that they know it. Heaven forbid someone bring an AR-15 pistol in, because you will 100% ask to see papers on their SBR. Now, if at any point in this time in this video, you've seen anything here that might make you believe that you have early onset Fudd, don't worry, there is a cure. Take yourself down to the local gun shop, local pawn shop, local big box store, whatever happens to be near you. Buy yourself a black rifle, a case of ammunition, 30-round magazines, and for the love of God, stay off of Amazon. But subscribe to Mid-Tier Thoughts, as well as some other amazing gun tube channels. Stop and check out the future of firearms technology with the modern sporting rifle. They've been around for a lot longer than you'd think. They've been enjoyed by many. So stop being a gatekeeping old geezer that doesn't believe in anything new or fun, and enjoy your time on the range. After all, life is short and you're not getting any younger. With that, folks, Billy Jack off a horse is on his way out. Deborah! All right, guys. With that, I hope everyone had a little bit of a laugh there. I know this was kind of a dumber video, to be honest, but with that, I just kind of felt that after the election and everything else that's going on lately with getting through the holidays, going into December, we all kind of deserve a break with some shitty dad jokes and just kind of roll with the punches with that. With that being said, guys, we're going to go back into our normal content here soon. We got some low-vis setups coming up for you, some low-vis loadouts. We got some sub-gun content, some Christmas-themed content, as well as some winter camo stuff coming out to see how well those winter camouflage suits we made work once we get some snow out here. With that, guys, I hope you have a great time. Thank you for sticking by for this. You guys are what makes this happen. If you feel so inclined, please check out our store, www.midtierthoughts.com. Some ideas of the shirts that we sell are up on here. We do currently have a 10% off sale going on there that is going to go on till Christmas. With that, guys, have a great one. Thank you for stopping by. We'll see you on the next one.